We'll look at the price in the end, but let's now look at the most interesting, or at least the most hyped ones. The VanEck SolidX Bitcoin ETF proposed rule change has been submitted by CBOE. Just a week, maybe a little bit more than maybe 8 days ago, they withdrew their previous proposal for ETF, Bitcoin ETF, and now they resubmitted it. So basically, because of the government shutdown in the United States, they had this sort of uncertainty about the decision or the way of SEC will be able or not be able to make a decision. So they withdrew their ETF proposal, and now after this situation changed, they submitted once again. This is the great way to give SEC another 240 days to make this decision, despite we don't have there should be a deadline for that within the 240 days for the previous proposal. So SEC, it's not clear actually yet, but it's really likely that SEC will make the same sort of timeline for that, and we'll have the final decision within 2019. Of course, if it will not be withdrawn again, we'll see. However, well, probably within this period of time we will see some bottoming and some more or less bullish price action for Bitcoin. So that decision would be only positive if, of course, it will be accepted. If not, well, actually there is a huge chance to be accepted, at least comparing to the previous time, which should be in February. But the longer it would be delayed, the better chance for this to be approved. We'll see. Although I'm looking forward to see the comment from Jake Chervinsky, which is a lawyer, make a very nice comprehensive thread about the previous ETF proposal in which should be in February, and he made a lot of good points. So I would encourage you to look at his Twitter as well. Probably he will make some comments on that issue. In any case, not bad. So congratulations for their work, and with kudos to them. Another super bullish news: Binance users can now pay for crypto with credit cards. They made a partnership with Israel-based payment processing firm Simplex, and now we can pay with Visa and MasterCard credit cards. And basically there are some exceptions like Cuba, Afghanistan, and everything, like some United States. But basically currently there is only, I would say, of course it's my personal opinion, but at the moment Coinbase is one of the maybe the only the one exchange which provides the certain level of service and the safety which allows you to buy with a credit card. And of course the charges, the fees are really huge, and Simplex also charged 3.5% for a transaction, or $10 if it's really small. So that's pretty much the same. But anyway, it's a huge competition now with Coinbase, and a lot of people would prefer to use Binance instead of Coinbase. So probably, well, I'm sorry for Coinbase, but it's good for the rest of the world, because most of people who are not in United States will not use Coinbase. But now everybody can use their credit cards to buy crypto. Huge liquidity just before the bull run. Hooray! Okay, next news. Bitcoin-backed stablecoin has launched on the Ethereum blockchain. So basically we had before dollar-backed stablecoins, or maybe dollar, quote-unquote dollar-backed, so because we don't know about the tether, whether it's backed or not. But now we have wrapped BTC, WBTC, which is basically ERC20 token. And on the one hand, it is it's popping up the bubble even more. On the other hand, it is providing a bigger liquidity, and a lot of people are quite positive and sort of optimistic about that. So for example, a lot of the decentralized applications who will allow immediate usage of the new token, including BZX, Compound, and DYDX. And also Vitalik Buterin was sort of optimistic about that, encouraging tweets, not tweets, sorry, but some statements from him. So yeah, at least some liquidity. It's a crucial thing for crypto right now. At least we have that. Another news, also very positive. We have another bit license to a third Bitcoin ATM operator, which is Cottonwood Vending LLC. Previously, it was CoinSource. It was LibertyX and Coinstar, and now we have a third one because this industry is developing, and the more and more ATMs is appearing all like around the world. And now we have even bigger one, like maybe not third, not on the third it will be increased, but not 50% actually, because it's the third one. It was 2 before, but because maybe it's not that huge as previous ones, but still we have a development and have the progress in the field. Another very important news, actually I shall talk about this probably on the second and third position on the news. Nasdaq is now working with 7 cryptocurrencies exchanges, and basically what they do is that they can use Nasdaq's proprietary surveillance technology, and in order to use it, it said they need to have more than money. Basically, they would have to eliminate fraudulent transaction patterns and need to be technically capable and morally inclined to use the powerful software wisely. So, and yeah, those exchanges, they are not announced except 2. First is Gemini, and second is SBI Virtual Currency. Basically, as you remember yesterday, Gemini, we were talking about Gemini, and they tried to be compliant, they tried to be regulated, and this is the huge step for them. They try to make competition among with the others, including Coinbase, for example. And this is a huge plus to them. At least, there is 2 opinions. Like crypto is more of standing against the traditional capital, and Nasdaq is a traditional capital basically. At least it works with this traditional capital, and if you are a crypto exchange, you should be against that. But on the other hand, we need to find some consensus. At least some people believe that, and be integrated into the existing financial system, maybe eventually, in order to make it turned upside down by implementing our crypto technologies and so on. But in any case, we have this progress. At least they wanted to do that, and they achieved that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Gemini will resubmit their ETF as well, in addition to all the previously submitted 2. The ones which are now active. So yeah, good news. Another one is, I wouldn't say that it's really great. On the one hand, it is providing some liquidity, and because Genesis made over $1 billion in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP loans. So on the one hand, it is showing the interest from the community, from the investors and retailers as well. But on the other hand, it makes it makes the bubble even more. And since those are loans with an extended bear market, we may see they need to be paid out, and some companies will not be able to do that. That will lead to the bankruptcy or a lot of problems to many. So we'll see. Well, on the other hand, at least again a little bit more liquidity, which is crucial thing. It's question which factor is more important. Speaking about the bankruptcies, for example, this is a NEM Foundation, nearly broke, as they said. They have to retire, fire some people, cut their financial expenses, and moreover, as they say, they realized they had a month to operate due to mismanagement of the previous governance council. Well, after this month, they basically would have to be to announce themselves as bankrupts, but I don't know, guys. NEM is a really strong project, and previously, well, in fact, fundamentals are really strong and the team is really strong. So I would say it's probably some kind of bad management, mismanagement of some of like few people who shouldn't be on their in their positions in the company. Of course, there was a bull rally. There was euphoria about the price, and everybody were spending their money, which they rose, well, maybe inaccurately. So some of people in NAM may fall in the same mistake. So we'll see. However, some people are not that pessimistic about NAM, although they are even saying that we would have to ask community for help to like sort of give us 160 million tokens worth roughly $7.5 million. It's like, guys, we are about to get bankrupt, just give us some money, help us. Well, some people actually will help, and maybe they will get this money in order to let NAM work and not to make the token disappear and then just lose everything which what they have. We'll see, guys. Anyway, some people are positive, not sort of positive, but not that pessimistic. And generally, what usually happens in such cases, in my opinion, is that the company which got problems in the financial area, but on the other hand, they are sort of have had strong fundamentals, and in this way they are not oversold, but their price, not the price, but at least their capitalization, their value is underestimated. Then somebody else who has a lot of money, they could basically buy them and then launch their business in a better way. So that may happen with NAM. So I don't think that NAM and their token will disappear, although everything may happen. Crypto is crazy space, you know, but in any case, I'm sort of at least not that pessimistic about it as well, although of course price is like went down a lot for NAM. All right, now let's look at the price finally. What is happening with Bitcoin? Because, you know, we don't need to look at the altcoins. Altcoins are mostly following Bitcoin main movements, just exaggerating them. And for the Bitcoin, what is happening now, we are basically in the same zone for a while. As we were talking about previously in a couple of videos, we have this wedge, and we were expecting, or triangle, whatever you like to call it, because it depends where it will be broken. So anyway, we have this formation which will be probably somehow resolved within a week or something, maybe actually just exactly a week, and also have the volume decrease patterns and everything. Basically, the main question is to which side huge players are accumulating. So we all know that there was an expectation of the new low and like 2,500, 1,500, 1,200, whatever, and it was expected that the price manipulators, or whatever you call them, whales, are pushing the price lower and lower and lower in order to, accumulate the position of Bitcoin and other cryptos on the way down. Maybe at the most of the panic sale, they will get the biggest volume, biggest liquidity, and then from that point we can rise in the price. However, what we're seeing now, that we just reached 3,150, and now we're starting to move sideways. And now there's a huge question: which way huge players are accumulating? Do they accumulate short positions or long positions? I mean, do they sell Bitcoin or buy Bitcoin right now? It's really hard to say just looking from the chart perspective, but technically, yes, we dropped a lot. We don't see the reversals. We don't see the volume at the bottom and everything. Well, at least extraordinary volume, which implies that this continuous sideways with decrease, the price continuous price sideway action. Well, how do you say that? I'm sorry. sideways price action is sort of the continuation of the previous drop. So the huge players are accumulating here in order to accumulate short positions in order to push price even lower, and there they can buy, and finally the price will go up. This is technical approach. However, in my personal opinion, and I already stated that several times, you can refer to the previous videos and so on, right now I don't see how they could make the people at the lower price not to buy, not to compete with them. So there are two scenarios again. This small accumulation is a continuation of this accumulation, because you see the volume was decreasing here, and now at this area volume is increased, so bigger than here. So it's obvious and reasonable to assume that although while here we didn't have enough of liquidity for huge players, they just pushed the price a little bit lower, and now they are collecting even more. If they would be pushing it to the if they would making it to the short, if they were accumulating short positions, then there would be not so much reasons for them to stop here. I think that it's more, well, it's really hard. It's easier to push price higher right now and accumulate short position at the higher area. What they are doing, I think they're accumulating in long, because again, if they would do that and the price would go up, that would make sense. But if the price goes down and they're continuing to keep the price here without letting the other people buy at lower prices, which are expected, but just keeping it sideways, I think it's more reasonable that they are buying, accumulating in the long positions. Again, if they would make it in the other way around, so if they would be short, then they would move the price higher. That would be easier to collect shorts and more profitable, in my personal opinion. Okay, very short update on TA today, a lot of news though. So thank you for watching, hope to see you tomorrow next update. Safe trading, guys. Goodbye.